We first want to give honor to the Most High God, the great God that keepeth covenants and mercies for them that love him and observe his commandments. And then to his Son, who is our King, our priest, our Savior, our master teacher, our high priest, um, all those things and more, but ultimately, whom the Father used to reconcile us back to himself. We thank God for his Son, and then everybody that's with us, elders, mothers, brothers, sisters, children, those that are watching online through YouTube. As the scripture says, all the partakers of the heavenly calling, we thank God for each and every one of you. Right? So, beloved, we are at our next chapter. All right, our next chapter, which is Numbers chapter 8. Right? Numbers chapter 8. Excuse me. Yeah, number 7. That was a long one. About 90 verses. So last week that's why we had to skip a few things, but this one, all right, this is reasonable. So we're going through every verse. All right. But we are in Numbers chapter 8. Numbers chapter 8. Brother, whenever you're ready, we're going to start at verse 1. Right? We're going to start at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron, and say unto him, When thou lightest the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick.
Uh, okay. So once again, we see it through these books, right? It's showing a relation. Lord spake to Moses, Lord spake to Moses, and why that's repetitive, which is important, beloved, because what do people want to do? Moses said, like almost Moses came with these ideas. So if you read, right, his Old Testament as far as we go on, right, we in this tour, right, we see it over and over and over again. I will speak to Moses. Okay. And I tell you, do things for a reason. Why is the reason behind that? Because a lot of times people are going to put what? If it just says Moses said this, Moses said that, they would think Moses is coming up with these ideas, Moses' suggestions, Moses' thoughts, right? But it keeps saying, and how it's telling him, so we know that these instructions are coming from the Most High. That gives it the ultimate authority. Okay? Men have certain authority here, right? But when the Most High is sending his message, it's the ultimate authority. Man cannot rule it. Man is not over it. Okay, even though Moses is given these things, he is not over, right, the instructions because they're coming from a higher authority than Moses. Okay, so tell him to speak to Aaron and say what? When thou lightest the lamps, remember he's dealing with the the tabernacle things, right? And Aaron is the high priest, so he's over that. Okay, so when you do that, he said, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlesticks. All right, so they're going to light these 7 lamps, and it's going to give light. Um, let's read we can read the next two, Brother Kai, unless somebody has something.
And Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as Yahweh commanded Moses. And this work of the candlestick was of beaten gold unto the shaft thereof, unto the flowers thereof was beaten work, according unto the pattern which Yahweh had shewed Moses. So he made the candlestick.
So once again, I know some of this stuff is just repetitive in the sense I'm explaining it, beloved, but just want to keep on saying the same thing so we can have it uh, stitched and burnt into our membrane, beloved. All right. So when we look at this, once again, we already talked about the candlestick, right? But the candlestick was beaten gold, all right? So a certain way had to be done, and you want to use precious and nice things the best, all right? And we know it because, all right, well, it's done explaining the flour thereof beaten work. So he's going into the details because, it's very important. The details are, that's where the important things are, beloved, in the details. Listen to this. According unto the pattern which the Lord had showed Moses. All right. So Moses is not just, well, I think this, he's seen it. All right. He's seen the pattern. Okay. He visualized it. And now he's passing it down. The Most High did not want, all right, this devil to look any way. He didn't want man to just, oh, well, I'm going to assume. No, he's telling the details he wants is for a reason. Okay. So he made the candlestick. So it was a pattern which he showed Moses. Question will come up. Wait a minute, when did he show Moses this? Because people don't even read and grab this part. Wait up, he showed Moses. Pat, when did he show him this? This is part of what was going up when he was in Mount Sinai. Everybody's so caught up on the Ten Commandments, which is the big deal, right? Coming down to the Ten Commandments. It wasn't up 40 days just for that. All right. But he was getting these things as well because these was as important. Okay. Every instruction is important, beloved. That's what we got to get to. That's what's being lost in this day and age. We are choosing what's important, what's not important. But we're going to elevate this sin and we're going to push this one down. We do all these kind of things, and that's what's going to get us in trouble. Because that's how our minds justify certain things. It ain't about being obedient to God, right? It's about I have to be better than my neighbor. If I'm holier than brother, I'm good. Because we think it's, he's only grabbing 10 people from every congregation, so you have to be the top five. Like, people start thinking like that, right? And that's why we're not working together because it's, I got to be on top, right? But when you look at it, all the details is very important, beloved. Okay, very important. So, let's show something with this. All right. Trying to think which way I want to go first. Let's go to Revelations. Let's go to that. So we could go to different spots related to light. Okay. Somebody had those spots you can go out. There's a couple of spots. So some people just talk about the light. All right. We should know light can be dealing with the word, the commandments, things of that nature, right? To light, like a lamp to our feet. Okay. So that's important, right? Most High, he showed through his word that's part of it, right? Also, matter of fact, can somebody find that? Is that I forgot exactly where it is on top of my head. The laws on is that a hold
You're talking about Psalms 19:7? That one.
I think no, it's the other one.
Proverbs, was it
Yeah,
6:23 or something like that?
yeah. Let me see that. 1907 is a good one too.
Mhm.
I think it's the 97. There's the law of the Lord is perfect, converting the soul. Making wise is simple or something.
The other one is in Proverbs 6, maybe 6:23 or 6:28.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's go to that one first. Let's go to that one first. All right. So we go to Proverbs 6. Oh my God. I know it ain't in 7, but I know it's something like that. Right? But Proverbs 6. Wow, brother.
Well, praise.
6, and we're going to read. Oh, such a good chapter. Um, start at verse 20. Let's start at verse 20. I know we got time. Let's start at verse 20.
Uh, my son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thy heart and tie them about thy neck.
All right, why is it bind on your heart, right? You fast, you tie something there, you don't want what? You don't want to lose it. You want to make sure it's secure. All right. So, beloved, when we looking at these commandments, it's supposed to be what? Around the heart. Not I'm putting here, but we're not here. This. All right. You want that thing all the way. When your mind goes, that the commandments is going wherever, right? So you want to tie that thing among your mind. You need to be a part of your conscience, your subconscious, every little conscience you have, right? You need the what? Commandments continually on your mind. Okay. So bind them continually. That's what he's saying, continually upon thy heart. All right. Because what? It'll get loose. You can get lax in this thing. And it will start to what? Slip away. So you have to continually make sure it's tightened. All right. It's like a tie or whatever. After a while, even your shoes, after a while, start to get what? Looser. So you have to make sure it's always tight and adjusted. All right. Always doing his job. And what is the second part? And tie them about thy neck. Okay. So this is how we ought to view these commandments. So we don't get, and what we see a lot of times what people are not, they're not bound people's heart and bound upon their neck. And that's one of the biggest issues. All right. So make sure they are bound with it. They'll always be with us where we go, beloved. Okay. Next verse.
When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee.
I'll see this. This is what this word would say. It's a living word. I keep saying it's a living word. Some people have only, they got, we got our Bibles, right? We got this here, right? But the point is not that it stays on here on the pages that you have to revert back to. It's you're reading it, beloved. You're what? Not just reading it, you're consuming it. Some people read, they just keep it in the book, read it like a book, right? But to untap this Bible, right? You're reading it and you're consuming it. You are making that part of you. Oh, I see this. Oh, God don't like that. Okay, I can't do that. Oh, God loves it. Okay, I gotta incorporate more of this. Oh, he likes when we praying and we stay. Okay, I gotta put that into my right. This is you gotta make it part of your conscience. Okay. If you're just reading like a book, you're not going to get no results. You're not going to get the spirit. You're not going to feel or anything like that if you just read it that way. All right. But we have to apply it. All right. You can, just like medicine, you can have the medicine right there. You can look at it, read all the stuff, tamper with it. But the healing comes from the what? The application. Yeah, this is the balm of Gilead. It's all those things. And people get mad at the Bible. Oh, it don't work. No, no, no. You didn't apply it. The medicine is perfect. You just ain't applying the medicine, so you're not going to get the results. You're still going to have those issues. And that's what a lot of the world is frustrated with. God, this Bible ain't doing this. Nah, you're not applying it. Reading it is one part, right? But it's supposed to be what? Consuming it so it can be a part of you. And you become that what? Living word. Okay? So when thou goest, what? It shall lead thee. When you going, because it's bound on your mind. So when you go in and you leave in the house, it shouldn't be back there. It should be, oh man, Michael told that Saturday. Now I don't think about I don't think about God to the next week. Right? No, it's with you. So when you leave and you go in that store, and you're like, man, I'm really hungry, but I don't got all my money right now, Maybe I should just go and take this. If I just take this or steal this, right? But something come out, thou shalt not steal. See, it's staying with you. Right? And that go with all the laws and commandments. That's where it's coming with you, staying with you. Okay, now it's in your heart. That's the goal. All right. So it should what? It will lead you. When thou sleepeth, it shall keep you. Think about that, beloved. It's a protection when you're sleeping. When you sleep, you're at your most vulnerable, you're basically most vulnerable at that time, right? But it's watching over you, even when you're vulnerable, even when you're not paying attention to certain things, it's keeping you. A lot of us thinking we keep ourselves. A lot of us think, because of our driving skills, this is why we didn't get an accident. No, he's been hedging around us. Because, beloved, it don't matter if you're doing everything right. Do all accidents happen because the person driving doing everything right or doing something wrong? No, it's other people. Most High been protecting us, okay, even at our weakest or most vulnerable moments. Because we can look back on life. There were some times it could have been over for us. There was times we was ready to give up. It was nothing stopping us from giving up and saying, you know what, I'm done with this Bible stuff. I'm done with this church stuff. I'm done with this. What you think kept you? It wasn't yourself. What you think kept you? What you think said, nah, just keep on. Just hold on a little longer, right? That's his word keeping you. Okay? And when thou awakest, it shall what? Talk with you. Be a friend to you. And you will have those kind when you start getting this thing and reading it, you'll have the little conversations. Sometimes you don't even really notice it. Right? You're just thinking about the word of God. Okay, what about this? Yeah. When you're going through certain situations, man, this is how David must feel. This is how sister, Sarah must have felt in the Bible. Sister, this and this, right? You start to grab certain of our forefathers and foremothers. You start thinking about certain things. Like sister be bringing out, right? Having what we call righteous conversation. Sometimes you have righteous conversation with yourselves. I know I got to do myself with certain things like that. I'll think about all these scenarios and what about this? What about this? I wonder what my forefather would have did here, foremother, right? You have those things. That's what the word of God is for. It's nourishing you. Okay. Verse 23. All right. We did all that to get here. Sorry, Brother Kai.
Right, good. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Love that. For the commandments is a lamp. All right. What is a lamp purpose? Right. To give light when it's dark. Right. It's all this darkness. Can't see. I need a light. All right. This light will give me what? Knowledge of whatever's in that light, right? You'll get knowledge. Okay, what's going on, right? If it's a dark spot, man, it's dark. I can't see nothing. I don't know what's going on, right? They bring the lamp. Now you can see. Okay. So the commandments is a lamp, right? The law is a light. So when you're looking at these things, you're putting these things together, beloved, this is what's supposed to be guiding us. And also, when you look at it, it's an enlightenment tool. We will get enlightened the more we know these commandments and laws. What do you mean get more enlightened? Well, you're going to know more of this, thou should not. You'll get that part, right? So you'll know what you're not supposed to do and what you're supposed to do, right? It does give you knowledge of that. But also it can reveal things in the spiritual sense. You will get enlightenment in the spiritual world that we live in, because it's still a spiritual world, beloved. You'll start to see things and you know what? That used to bother me. I used to get upset, but now I understand what's driving that. I used to be disgusted at the person, but now in the spiritual world, I see, you know what? They're losing the battle to the spirit. Can't be mad at them. They losing the battle to the spirit. So it gives you that enlightenment. It gives you that kind of knowledge of certain things, how to deal with certain people, how to deal with certain spirits. All right? There's some spirits you gotta say, don't deal with it. Right? Spirit, like, nah, don't deal with it. All right. So this is where we need the command, we need that law. It's a lamp, it's a light, and what? And reproofs. Listen, reproofs. All right. That correction. All right. To reproof of instructions are the way of life. We need this, beloved. All right. We need the instructions. Just like a child needs instructions, need guidance. We need instruction and guidance how to deal in this dark world. We need a light in this dark world. The Most High has given us a lamp and a light. Ain't gonna change the whole world right now. Like it got a season of darkness, beloved. But what we can do, we can get equipped with the light and know how to navigate in this dark world, how to navigate with all these wickedness and sin. Okay, we don't need to be what? Walking as one that does not have the light. All right, that's why we are not of the world. We're in the world. We're in this dark, wicked world, but we're not of the world because what? We have the light. Okay, so that's one way of looking at it. When you talk about the commandments specifically, but also that lamp, that light, you get to see all those kind of things. All right, so with that, also enlightenment with knowledge, you'll see that certain scriptures talking about they start rising and all those kind of things, and we'll talk about enlightenment as well. Okay, let's go to Revelation. All right, let's go to Revelation. I think I used to say that with an S all the time. Revelations. Somebody must say that all the time. I must have picked it up. Revelation. All right, singular. All right, let's go to Revelation chapter 4. Beloved, when you hear something so often, sometimes you'll think it's right. Even though I'm seeing Revelation, I'm still want to say Revelations. Yes. All right. But that's all praises. Revelation chapter 4. And did I give you a verse?
No.
Let's jump down to verse 5. Is this the right one? Hold up, hold up. Yeah, this one. All right, Revelation chapter 4, and let's go to verse 5.
And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God.
Okay. So people equate it to this as well, right? How many? 7. All right. Where are they at? They're before, did it say before? Yeah, before the throne. Okay. So, matter of fact, hold this thought, right? So these 7 lamps, okay, a fire burning before the throne, and they're the seven spirits of God. All right. So hold this. Let's go to Hebrews. Okay. It's going to back up to the it's going to give you the numbers thing because he said it's a pattern, correct? Oh man, what chapter is this in? Yes, 8. Okay. So remember in Numbers 8, right? Got the seven candlesticks. It said, according to the pattern which Yahweh has spoken unto Moses. Okay. So we're gonna go to Hebrews chapter 8. Okay, that's the way I can memorize it. 8 and 8. All right. Hebrews chapter 8 and go to verse 5. All right. Hebrews chapter 8 and verse 5.
Who serve unto the example and shadow of heavenly things, as Moses was admonished of God when he was about to make the tabernacle. For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern shewed to thee in the mount.
See that? Who serve unto an example and shadow of heavenly things. So this was a shadow of the true. All right. So when you look at the tabernacle and stuff, it's a replica. I would say it's a replica of the true tabernacle. All right. This is why I was so detailed with Moses. Nope, do it like this. Do it like I showed you. Don't try to freestyle because you know how people get it. Do it like this, and you want to put your own little spin on. No, don't do nothing because this has a deeper meaning. All right. You have to do it exactly how it is. You can't say, well, he got 7, but you know what? It'll be way brighter in here if there was 9 lights. See, we're going to miss something. All right. So he said, show it. He said, do it according to as I showed thee in the mountain. And this is another verse. We actually read it before. We went to this before. All right. But it's the same thing, that pattern. Do it according to how I showed you. Okay. So Moses seen it. Now he's giving you the breakdown to him. Okay. So when you look at this, remember, when we talking about the holy place, where is the Most High there? When you look at that tabernacle that we had, what place where he be at? Anybody remember what that's called? Spot that the Most High would be at.
The holies of holies.
There we go. Yes.
To the back of the room.
Yep. So he'll be all the way in the back, right? Remember, I used to put the thing on there. So he will be in the Holy of Holies. So you'll go in there. There's one curtain. You'll go there. That's where the candlestick, the shewbread, all that stuff is there. Then behind that, there's another curtain, and that's where the Ark of the Covenant will go. That place was called the Holy of Holies, where the mercy seat and everything's on the Ark of the Covenant. And remember, it says God will speak to Moses from what? The mercy seat. That was in the Holy of Holies. So God was trying to show us that he's in a different compartment than where the angels and all that stuff. He's in that, that VIP section. Okay. Showing you the breakdown of some deep stuff. Okay. So when you look at it, right, like the Revelation, right? So Father's back. Let's go to 5. Thunders. All right. So out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices. All right. So that's throne. And there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, right? Those 7 candlesticks are what? Before the Holy of Holies. Okay. And it says what? Which are the 7 spirits of God. So you can see how you can make that correlation when it comes to that. Okay. All right. Now, people got different breakdowns. Like I said, I'm not posing. That's why I'm showing y'all a couple of different ways how it can be viewed. All right. But yes, it is showing what the heavenly is. So that represents something in heaven. Everything you're seeing is representing certain things. All right, let's go back to Numbers 8. Anybody have anything they want to add? Any precepts that they want to bring out? Right. All right, let's keep going, Brother Kai. That was
We're on verse 5.
went to the pattern, Lord, have showed Moses. So he made so he made it how he was shown. All right, let's keep going.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel and cleanse them, as thus shalt thou do unto them to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean.
All right. So once again, he is taking who? The Levites. All right. So he's taking them from among them, and what they must do? Be cleansed. All right. Very important step. Before you enter into the service of God, you got to be cleansed first. This is why you'll see in the world they make a mess. They just grab anybody. Oh, God, just forget that. He'll just, and they'll just go in there being their funky, wicked self and then put them into the service of God to do certain things. No, that's not how he works. See, that confuses people, right? Because these kind of jobs, kind of service, you're supposed to have a certain life. This will be something to be role model and things of that nature. You got the wicked person doing stuff and all kind of wickedness in there. It's going to mess up. Well, God deal with that. He deals with that kind of vessel. That's all. No. Okay. That's why you'll see this. When John the Baptist, he said what? He's preparing the way. And he said, what? You got to repent. You can do what? Yeah, clean yourself up. So he was doing the ritual of baptizing, and y'all got to clean yourselves up to make yourself ready to receive it. Because, beloved, you ain't clean. You're not going to receive some of this stuff. You're not going to get it. Sad, but that's how it is. If your heart ain't right, your heart ain't purged from that wickedness, you can miss out on these things. So you got to clean yourself. So first, that should be the first step. You don't need to hear no deep breakdowns. No, that's not going to help you. You want to get saved, you got to clean yourself first. Then you do those other things. You want to be something in God, you got to clean yourself up first. Everybody want to do the last part and work their way back. No. He had no need of you. He wants you to be clean first. Okay? He wants you to clean yourself up, then you use the work. Now, beloved, listen, you could be refuse and not be clean. And this is the thing about God. He can, and I'm not saying use it in the right spot. He can use you in the being wrong, and you can help somebody else get cleaned up, and you be the one that's what? Gonna lose out on your salvation. And that's the scary part. Okay. And that's what Paul talked about. He talked about, so I don't be a castaway. No, this is Paul, Holy Ghost filled all these kind of things. He's saying, I gotta make sure I keep this flesh and everything in subjection so I don't be a castaway. All right. Don't let people fool you. Clean yourself up. All right. Clean yourself up. All right. So once again, he's showing that sprinkle water of what? Purifying upon them. Okay. So you got the word of purification. It gives detail about that. I don't know if it totally goes in this one. And let them shave all their flesh. All right. They're not skinning them, of course, beloved. They take all the hair off and let them wash their clothes. So make themselves clean. All right. So this is the cleansing process. We got they had to go through an important part about that sprinkling of water purification. All right. So we will see water being used as a sense of purifying. It should kind of make sense because clean ourselves, we need baths and stuff like that. So the Most High going to that same thing, cleanse them. They have to what? Be washed. We understand the spirituality of it now. Okay, spirituality of you're going to need to be cleaned by the word. All right, baptism going down in water, awesome, good, right? That's not what's going to keep you. You have to be washed by the water of the word. Okay, because that's what's going to change your actions. Okay. A devil can go down and get dipped in water. All right. Go down a wet devil, gonna come up a wet devil. I mean, he can go down, a dry devil, go down the water, and then he comes up a wet devil. All right. That's not gonna force change. Okay. It can all do it. But being washed by the word, everybody not gonna be willing to do that. See, that's gonna have to, your mind's gonna have to be right to be washed by the word. You're gonna have to give up things that you put your trust and all your faith in. Sometimes we have to break that. Sometimes that's the idol that takes. Sometimes it takes years for people to take that idol out their mind that they had. But that's what that repentance is for. Lord, I was taught I got certain things. I got to purge that out. And we going back to that Feast of Unleavened Bread, purge it, get that leaven out of us. Because sometimes that's where the big revelation comes from. It ain't trying to be deep, but the more you remove some of that leaven out of you, some of that, false teaching stuff we got, the more we're going to receive. All right, even on the knowledge end. All right. All right, Brother Kyle, let's keep going. Verse 8.
Then let them take a young bullock with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil, and another young bullock shalt thou take for a sin offering. And thou shalt bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together.
Give us the next one as well.
And thou shalt bring the Levites before Yahweh, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites.
Right. So we see what? We see the sin offering, right? Got to do that because it's part of that cleansing aspect. All right. You need that offering there. Okay. And this is what? You should bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation. And all this in Israel should come together. Why? Because this thing need to be made known. They need to understand the position that the Levites are, right? Make sure they're going through that cleansing aspect. We need to see these things. Okay. It's for our benefit that we see these things. So Most High trying to show it. Look, this is what I set up. These are the ones that's clean. These are the ones that's going to have this job to do. Okay. And then what? The Levites before Yahweh. And wait up. Did they go to heaven? The Levites shoot up into heaven, right? Because it says we're God and God's in heaven. Oh, beloved, we have to understand it. When you're going before that congregation and before that tabernacle, that's where he's at. So you're before him. Okay. So we have to understand language and what's being talked about. Right. So children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And what else? Verse 11.
And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yahweh for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
And the Levites shall Shalakia.
So
Um,
go ahead. Before you do 12, let me do 11 real quick. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before Yahweh. Okay. So Aaron, because he's the what? High priest, is going to offer the children of make an off blah, let me do it. Shall offer the Levites before Yahweh, right? So he's there because what? He's that high priest. All right. Got that sign off for the high priest because what? We know the true high priest is Christ, and we'll get to something with that as well. So the Levites before Yahweh as an offering of the children of Israel. So we're offering what? Levites. All right. Put as them. These are the ones that's going to, do things on our behalf, right? Listen, that they may, they have to be accepted by the Levites, that they may execute the service of Yahweh. And this side we should feel about our leadership, right? We understand that they're executing the service of you. We're not lords over you. He put us as leaders over the flock, because Christ's not going and dealing with us in that sense. We understand that we need that leadership, that flesh and blood leadership over it. He put that there. But this is as a service to the people, and the people are supposed to understand the leadership, and the leadership should understand that they are ministers to the people. All right. So it shouldn't be a thing where trying to execute, I'm the boss, this and that. Like, no, that's just Satan getting there and puffing people up. Okay. So that they may execute the service of Yahweh. Verse 12.
And the Levites shall lay their hands upon the heads of the bullocks, and thou
Mhm.
shalt offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, unto Yahweh to make an atonement for the Levites.
Very important.
Mm-hmm.
The Levites shall lay their hands upon what? The bullock. And thou shalt offer the one for a sin offering. All right, so you offer it, and the other for a burnt offering. So you got the two offerings going on unto Yahweh to make an atonement for the Levites. All right, they still need to be what? Atoned for. Because they weren't totally clean. This is part of that cleansing process. What is that showing us, beloved? Even us today, we had to what? Go through a cleansing, right? We went through a washing, preparing the way, right? We had John the Baptist kind of showing us that understanding. And then we also what? We needed a sacrifice. We needed a sin offering, something to atone for us. That's why we had Christ. See, I just making this, pushing it right to the spiritual aspect. That's why we do that. Okay. This is why we can be better priests than they are. Okay. Not downplaying or anything like that, right? They had a responsibility, but just letting us know. Okay. So, something. No, let's keep going. Somebody had something. Somebody have anything? All right. 13.
Thou shalt set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them for an offering unto Yahweh. Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine.
Don't see that. So you got to set them before Aaron, because Aaron's going to be what? I set the Levites before Aaron and before his sons, and offer them an offering unto Yahweh. All right. So we understand that whole dynamic. All right, and how the leadership goes with them. And thou shalt separate the Levites from what? Among the children of Israel. All right, now we got to separate it. And the Levites shall be mine. All right. So the Most High is showing that sanctification process, beloved. We're going to have to do that. All right. This is what happened with the Spirit. He's going to sanctify. You want to separate from this congregation of the world. You got to separate. Some of us got some spiritual gifts. So you got to separate for that thing to really blossom. But sometimes we're stunning our own growth because we are not sanctifying ourselves. Okay. So just remember that. Let's keep going, Brother Kai.
Thus shalt thou separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and thou shalt cleanse them and offer them for an offering.
All right. So now after that, the cleansing and the sacrifice, now they can what? Go into the service of the tabernacle. All right. Now they can do it. After that ritual and everything goes on. Same thing with us. We must go through that process. Then we will be able to be fit to do the service. Okay. And thou shalt cleanse them and shall offer an offering for them. Okay. So to do something real quick. Let's go to John 12 real quick. John chapter 12. If you mark Luke, John chapter 12. And you remember with Christ, we talk about the cleansing. Let me see. All right, start at verse, let's start at verse 8. We'll read down. No, hold on. I say 12, I'm sorry, chapter 13. Sorry, beloved. John 13 and verse 9.
Simon Peter saith unto him, Lord, not my feet only, but also my hands and my head. Yahushua saith to him, He that is washed needeth not save to wash his feet, but is clean every whit, and ye are clean, but not all.
All right, you are clean, but not all. And you can read verse 11.
For he knew who should betray him. Therefore said he, Ye are not all clean.
So we understand the cleaning aspect, right? Saying there's only one person that's not clean. Because what? They're going to betray me. They're not going to take heed to my instructions, my word, and my guidance. And this is what it is for us, beloved. It's the same process. Guys don't say, no, you got to be clean. It's a devotion when you talk about being clean. I am going to do what you said, what you commanded me. And this is why he goes to read verse 13, Brother Kai.
God. I'm sorry, I left about it, that page. Verse 13. Ye call me master and Lord, and ye say, well, for so am I.
And now we actually hear him like, you call me Lord and Master. I am that. And when you clean, you truly get clean. He becomes your Lord and Master. The problem is some people are not clean. They think they are, they're not. Well, how do you know? Because they will do what the Master and Lord told them to do. They won't be going doing their own thing. No, he said this. He's my Lord and Master. care what anybody else say. This is what he told me. I got to do that. If you're listening to somebody else or that pastor or whatever telling you, well, this is what we do. See, then he becomes your Lord and Master. So I say you can't serve two. People think they can serve two masters. No. He said you're going to betray the one. You got it. You're going to betray. There's going to be a decision. You're going to betray one. And Christ have it that way. I'm doing it this way because you're going to betray. You're either going to do what I'm saying. If you do what I'm saying, you're going to betray that other master. If you're not doing it, then you're already choosing it. That's your master. You betrayed me. So, beloved, when we come in and doing this, I'm saying repenting and everything, you say, I want to do this thing. That's that cleansing process. The cleansing process. So if you're truly clean, you're doing what the Lord and Master is saying. You don't have that betrayal in your heart. And if you don't have that betrayal in your heart, you won't betray, beloved. Stay according to what he's saying. You are good. All right. All right, let's go back. Right. And we have verse, what, 16?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's keep going.
But they are wholly given unto me from among the children of Israel, that says such as open every womb. Even instead of the firstborn of all the children of Israel have I taken them unto me.
All right, so he said, I chose them. I'm taking on to me. Everyone that opened the womb, I chose them. All right. So it wasn't about being the firstborn. As a lot of times we'll go with the aspect, right? The firstborn to get this. He said, I ain't do it like that. I chose them, right? So the Levites were chosen from God to do the service. This does not say the children of Israel ain't chosen. No, he's just saying to do this. Some of us get chosen for a specific duty. Okay. Let's keep going.
For all the firstborn of the children of Israel are mine, both man and beast. On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself.
See that? He ain't say that in Exodus, did he? Okay, so now we're getting what? A little more insight. The firstborn of the children of Israel are, he said they belong to me. Man and beast. All right? Man and cattle belong to me. And what? On the day that I smote every firstborn in the land of Egypt, I sanctified them for myself. So you can almost look at it as a poetic thing, right? He sacrificed them because you need that sacrifice and all that stuff, right? That sacrifice and that kind of cleanse and, sanctify the other thing. He offered them as a sacrifice for what? His firstborn, right? They lost their cattle, their first cattle, to sanctify our first cattle, right? So you can look at that. Most High dealing with all these kind of things. All right. As I say, we don't even understand the half of what the Most High doing. This is one of the things he was doing, beloved. And another passage he talked about, I gave up nations for you. Right? How much he loved us. If you're thinking about this, right? The firstborn, right? You take the firstborn, he did. Who's the firstborn of us when it comes to Israel? Christ is what? The root and offspring. All right? It's that firstborn. So the important thing is firstborn. Don't think Reuben. All right. Right? He already had a firstborn. Reuben wouldn't do it, right? He had the firstborn, right? The first and the best of it. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
And I have taken the Levites from among all the firstborn of the children of Israel. And I have given the Levites as a gift to Aaron and to his sons from among the children of Israel, to do the service of the children of Israel in the tabernacle of the congregation, and to make an atonement for the children of Israel, that there be no plague among the children of Israel when the children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary.
So now we see that what? The Levites was a gift to Aaron's sons among the children of Israel, right? So he separated them. They be almost in the stead like a firstborn, all right? But they what? To do the service, all right? They're doing the service in the tabernacle. Because some people put like, oh, only the Levites can teach. No, they were in charge of the service of the tabernacle. Other people from other tribes can be prophets and teach and stuff like that. Okay, even though the Levites did teach as well. Are they, but just so we know, we have to make sure we're keeping it in its right context. Right? Other people can teach and all those kind of things. Right? That wasn't forbidden or just given to the Levites. And what? And to make, listen, an atonement for the children of Israel. So they were set to make an atonement for the children of Israel. All right. But look at that punctuation, that there be no plague among the children of Israel. So they were instituted to what? They should be able to keep plagues from the children of Israel. When what? The children of Israel come nigh unto the sanctuary. All right. Y'all coming nigh to the sanctuary, a plague in it. They were set up that they could prevent the plague. And it's the same thing, but I want you to understand. I'm talking when I'm saying these, the leadership, don't think about these TV fake, wicked, um, deceiving leaders on there that's calling and claiming this. So I'm talking about true men of God that's doing this thing. That is the purpose, right? To keep the plague from among the people. All right. The plagues and the reward of doing wicked, from overtaking the people. We are supposed to be in that stead, fasting, praying, doing those things to protect the people. Okay. And we have an example because remember, a plague was coming. And remember what's his name? Was it Phineas? I might be messing up the name. I don't want to mess up the name. But remember, he stabbed somebody through with a javelin and it stopped the plague. And then he had the Most High actually blessed him and his seed. I
It was
forgot.
Phineas.
Thank you, Sister Wallace says. Yeah, right? So we see even the connection, right? Stop the plague. Okay. So that was another responsibility that the Most High put upon them. But what was the reason for? Because he loved Israel. I want you to still get the point. He set these things up because he loved us. Sometimes we don't see that. Oh, they're leaders and they this and that. No, he set that up so what? For you, for your protection, because he loved you. Okay, it's too much that there's this battle in church. No, it shouldn't be this battle. We are used to help each other out, beloved. Like he said, the gifts are for the edification of the church. They're not so we can clash and hate it, push this person down, elevate this. No, all working together. That's the function. All right, Brother Kai, verse 21.
And the Levites were purified, and they washed their clothes, and Aaron offered them as an offering before Yahweh. And Aaron made an atonement for them to cleanse them. And after that went the Levites in to do the service in the tabernacle of the congregation before Aaron and before his sons, as Yahweh commanded Moses concerning the Levites. So did they unto them.
So Levites were what? After they were purified. All right. They washed their clothes. Remember, because this is spiritual too. The clothes, like the garments, supposed to be in righteousness. You're supposed to be clean. And then, the garments going to be clean. You cover with. All right. And that can be done with the spirit and things of that nature. All right. So we know that they're supposed to be truly covered with righteousness. I think that might be a scripture in the Apocrypha, but it talks about they're supposed to be like covered in, with righteousness. So it's supposed to be a spiritual symbolic to it as well. All right. So that must be clean as well, right? And Aaron offered them as an offering unto Yahweh, right? And made an atonement for them to cleanse them. All right. As we know, he had to do an atonement for them. 22. And after that went the Levites to do their service in the tabernacle congregation. So now they're doing their service. Okay. So this is a little setup. This is how they come about, beloved. All right, let's keep reading. Finish it up.
And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, This is it that belongeth unto the Levites. From 20 and 5 years old and upward, they shall go into. Let me start this over. This is it that belongeth unto the Levites. From 20 and 5 years old and upward, they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And from the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Thus shalt thou do unto the Levites touching their charge.
Yes. So, beloved Levites, he's saying basically they don't go into service until they're 25. All right. So you're not having no 12-year-old going and doing this service or anything like that. 25. All right. Remember, this is not teaching the word of God, does not speak. This is to do the service in the tabernacle. All right. So from 25 to 50, right? As you turn 50, they kind of retire you. All right, which makes sense because you're doing all this, lifting and moving around, everything like that. You get a certain age, you slow down everything. This thing got to be on point. All right. So we're saying 25 to 50 is that range. Okay. And after 50, they can't do the service. This is not teaching and preaching. I believe I heard that from somebody. Like, you get a certain age, and now when you're 50, you can't be a teacher no more or preacher no more. Don't just start mixing stuff. Love it. All right. So this was for the service because it was a reason. Be like I said, they had to do certain manual works. All right. It was stuff they had to do. Okay. But once they go on 50, they will come. So verse 26, it seemed like it's, like, wait, they're going to do the tabernacle, the congregation. Yes, they're ministering with their brothers to keep the charge and shall do no service. So yes, they can still go there. They're not kicked out and can't go there, but they're not doing the work aspect of it. All right. So they can still go to the congregation and do what they got to do. Was maybe offering up for themselves or anything like that. They'll be doing that. All right. So thus shall I do it to Levites touching their charge. Right? So this is a chapter dealing with the Levites. Anybody have anything? I did have a reset, but it's okay. We kind of already dealt with it. Just put more emphasis on something we already read. Okay. All right. If that will be all, those that are watching through YouTube, like always, we say Ayana Habatham, which means we love you all, and Shalom, which means peace. All right. And Lord's willing, we'll see y'all in a few hours for Sabbath.